Welcome back, Bravehearts. I'm Dr. Darrell Wolf, and this is Doc Star TV. And I just want to say to everybody, good morning, good afternoon, and a good evening all around the world. Excuse me. 1 second. There you go. So here we are, and we're here with Gloria today. And we are going to call this Real People, Real Healing, okay? Cipro, the atomic bomb. Now, here's something for you. How's this? How about 50% of all drugs that are made in the world are taken by Americans? How about that? How about the next thing? That the war on drugs was never done with more emphasis than United States. And guess what? United States eats more drugs, prescription drugs, than anybody else in the world. They eat 50% of all the prescription drugs. Or I should say we do, but not me. Now here's the deal. How many people believe that they take drugs because it's lack of drugs is the reason why they have symptoms and why they have an illness? How many people believe that because of lack of drugs, you're sick? How about because you have sick beliefs, you're sick? How about you have such sick beliefs that, and you've been programmed and dumbed down so much. I didn't call you dumb. I said dumbed down. That every time that you have a symptom, you declare war on your body and you try to kill it. You destroy it. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that North American people, when they celebrate, they don't poison themselves. Every time they celebrate, which is every weekend, which is almost every night, because they got to have their snacks. But understand something. We are drugging ourselves in our food, in our water, because we're not on top of the game. Okay, I've taken tens of thousands of hours. And I've been in the business for over 40 years, and we've created what's called a perfect day guide. This guide will be the most powerful guide that you'll ever read in your life. It's a 525 page. It's got everything in it that you ever needed to get yourself together emotionally, spiritually, and physically. Oh yeah, it's all about feeding the spirit, isn't it? If you don't feed the spirit, you'll never heal the body. And the reality is this, guys. You got to get this, okay? Go into anybody's home and you're going to see all kinds of drugs, and then we tell our kids to get off of drugs. And the reality is we're trying to numb ourselves out because we've never mastered our emotions. I'm going to be doing a one a day. I don't know if I'll do it later today or not, but here it is. You ready for this? Think about this. If you never change your thoughts, would you ever be able to change your life? If you never change your thoughts, can you change your life? You cannot. And guess what? So that's the deal right there. But how many people are going to come and take a whole life coach course from me? How many people are going to spend the money, spend the time to do that? They're not. They're not going to change their thoughts, okay? And they're going to be rotten to the core because they got stinking thinking. They're going to be rotten to the core. And some people go, he's really harsh. Is he yelling at us? Is he upset with us? No, I'm not upset. I'm trying to tell you that we were set up, okay? We were set up with everything we drink, with what we think, what we eat, okay? The Rockefellers created the whole schooling programs in the United States. But you know what? But you guys needed a babysitter because you really didn't know if you wanted children, but you had the babysitter look after them, which is the school board. And understand something. You ever hear that song by Pink Floyd? Teachers, leave our kids alone, okay? Let me tell you something. If you don't want your kids to be drug addicts, okay, alcoholics, then don't be feeding them sugar. Oh my God, but how are you going to do that when you're addicted to yourself? You know what? When we talk to Gloria, God love her like everybody else, her addictions are what's got her here. And if she can't break her addictions, they're going to break her. And understand, so she took Cipro, which is a bloody bomb. It's a bomb. And it went off in her large intestine, and it distorted her bacteria so bad that they sent the wrong messages to the brain. And guess what? It looks like it caused her to stroke out. And they said, you didn't get a stroke, but what it did was it knocked out what? It knocked out Command Central. That's what it did. And Command Central is actually your bacteria in your large intestine. Gloria, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm learning a lot about everything that has happened, and yes.
So I'll need you to speak just a little louder when we talk, though. How old are you, love?
Okay, let me make sure I turn it up.
Okay.
Volume.
See, this is real TV, okay?
Volume, sorry. Okay, not sorry. It was a trip.
Okay, so, and she said not sorry. It's because I try to teach everyone not to say sorry all the time. I hope you know this, that after COVID, okay, now guess what we say? I'm so sorry. That's right. You have no damn value at all. You shouldn't even exist. Stop breathing. Go over there in the corner and die. And this is exactly why Gloria is in trouble. Because until Gloria finds the glory of herself, until Gloria learns how to unconditionally love and care for herself and know that she's worth more than the price tag that people put on her all her life. And it's the truth. If I ask Gloria, do you love yourself? She'd say, yeah. And then if I talk to her for 20 minutes, she's going to go, I don't know what love is. I don't know what self-love is. I know I love people. I love my life. But people that totally unconditionally love and care for themselves, would they get sick, Gloria? Would they actually put up with abuse from themselves or anybody else? And understand, we don't think that we're getting abused by ourselves. We don't think we're being abused by our family and our friends in the world because we're so used to it. You go into a barn, and you can go into a manure barn, a pig barn. I know, I used to live on the farm. And you get in there, and the first few seconds you thought you were going to just throw up because it was just so stinking bad. But guess what? After 5-10 minutes, you can't smell it anymore. So, Gloria, how old are you?
I'm 66.
You're 66. And how much do you weigh?
200.
200 pounds. And how tall are you?
5'10".
5'10". So if you're 5'10", then you're about 30 more pounds you could lose, right?
Yes.
That's correct. And the reality is, as I said to her yesterday, you could lose some more weight. And understand, I'm not picking on her, everybody. The weight is actually infection from her mind, because her mind is what holds her thoughts. And her thoughts, guess what? She takes actions from her thoughts, and those actions are creating a reaction called autoimmune disease, an illness. It's called being overweight. And people that are overweight, guess what? They're not overweight. They're overinfected. They're overinflamed. They're retaining water. They're creating fat cells to store the toxins. If they didn't, they'd be full of cancer, or they would have stroked out or had a heart attack already. So what do you want to do? Do you want to blow up with water and fat cells, or do you want to pass on like really quickly? So the body's hoping that you'll wake up. So, Gloria, what are we doing here?
What had happened is I came down with the Bell's palsy, and if I told you the whole story from one incident that I don't know, but this happened, and so they took me down to the emergency to make sure that I wasn't having the heart attack or something. So I had to go in there, and then they subscribed all this medicine because they told me, oh, your brain is going to get infected. You have to have the Cipro, and you got to have this steroid pill because I don't know. And so they scare you, like your brain's going to inflame, and so you go, okay, anything. Don't let my brain blow up. So that's how you get into it.
Well, that's actually not how you get into it. We get into it because guess what? You may not believe this, but most practitioners don't know what real health is. And the majority of the population, they don't know anything about health. They know about how to unconsciously, subconsciously knock themselves off and sell themselves off by the pound. Let me tell you something. Go out there and take a look in the mall or go to the beach. Now go look at a picture back in 1970. Okay, so we never saw anybody. It was very rare to see somebody 30 pounds overweight. Forget 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay? And understand, back in 1970, okay, obesity was 10 pounds overweight. Now you're allowed to have 40. So you understand, we have been so manipulated. If I were to go into your cupboard and go into your fridge right now, and I were to scan the barcodes with the Yuka app, I guarantee that 80, 90% of your foods, you shouldn't be eating them. So that's the truth. So like I'm on here, and then I'm going to say to you that unless somebody loves and cares for themselves, they're only going to use willpower to get well, and then they're just going to fall back in hell. Because remember what I said to you? If you're not willing to change your thoughts, just remember something, Gloria, and I mean this in the best way. People think that I'm inconsiderate because I don't stroke people continually. Okay? Where has stroking gotten you? It's okay. It's going to be okay, honey. No, it's not going to be okay, honey. Honey better get her rear in gear. Okay? Honey better change her thoughts. Honey better start doing mirror work where she actually looks into a mirror deep into her eyes and says, I'm going to love, honor, respect, and protect you and love you. And understand something. Good luck with trying to do that because nobody else in the family is going to believe you or want to do that. Let me ask you a question, Gloria. Why is it that we only see people come to the natural health practitioners when they're dying or almost dead, or when they're in trauma like you, when you're scared, okay, when you're in suffering and you're in pain? Okay, well, because the other way is not working. But the reality is this. The measurement of you loving yourself, Gloria, will be the measurement or the success that you're going to have to actually change and get well and stay out of hell. And that's it right there. So when I said to you, go back and watch it, you have to learn how to love yourself. You went like this and squirmed your face up like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about, Daryl. I love myself already. And I'm telling you, Gloria, it will be about loving and caring for yourself. So look you got up this morning, right? What is the first thing you did?
I was up at 3 o'clock and I filled up my water bottles and took some nutraceuticals. And
what did you eat yesterday?
Yesterday, I was very conscious. I did what I could. I sat up at the restaurant at the bar and I just had my own water bottle. And I had lettuce. It was bitter lettuce, and there was nothing on it. And then later on, we went into another restaurant. I'm on vacation, I suppose. And we went into another restaurant, and then I ordered asparagus. You know, the crunchy kind is not totally cooked. And my water, and that was it.
That's it for yesterday. Okay.
I did have a banana earlier.
Okay. You're married, right?
Yes.
Okay. And is your husband going to change his diet, or is he going to keep it the same?
He's going to be stick in the mud.
Well, guess what? How's that going to work?
I do the best I can, and I keep...
Did you... well, one second. It's not going to be good enough.
Yeah.
It's not going to be good enough.
Yeah, I got to step up my
Well,
game.
first of all, who rules the house?
His mother.
Oh, his mother lives with you?
I'm teasing. No. I'm pretty much, I can have him do anything I want, really.
Okay, well, really? So, wouldn't it be great if you were both on the same train?
Well, he's 1 in 1,000 good. You know, he's a 1 in 1,000 good pick. He's the best.
Okay, I get it. So but I'm asking you, will he buy into living a clean lifestyle?
Well, what I saw him do yesterday, I don't think so.
Okay, so how are you going to see? First of all, you're here right now not because you love yourself, but you're scared of what is going to happen to you. Do you understand?
Oh, yeah.
I know, but I need you to get this. People don't think, Gloria. let me just say this. Okay. Your thoughts rule your life. What thoughts are ruling your life that are ruining your life, Gloria?
Well, it's probably the packaged food. I've cut out the cheese and everything else. I just have to step up my game, and I have to do the shake blender drink, and I have to step up the bat and do that.
Well, you have the perfect day guide showing you 2 salads a day. You could put avocado on them. You could put black beans on them. You could do 2 blender drinks a day. But for your weight, you need 120 to 140 ounces in water or liquid. That is health and healing. Do you understand? Do you see how puffy your face? Do you see how puffy your face is? That's called that puffiness.
Yeah, I am totally dehydrated. This has made me, this Bell's palsy has totally dehydrated me.
No. The Bell's palsy does not dehydrate you. You dehydrate you. Bell's palsy doesn't. Bell's palsy, there is no such thing as Bell's palsy. There's only such thing as blowing up command central. Okay, you had a nervous system blowout. And you had a nervous system blowout because you're so, what? Acidic. The more acidic you are, the more inflamed you are. The more acidic you are, the more toxic foods, the more toxic drinks, and the less water you were drinking. And you're eating more dead food, not real food, dead food. Okay? So that's the problem. Bell's palsy does not dehydrate you. You get it because you were inflamed and dehydrated because you were infected. You know what? You go to a medical doctor and they're going to talk to you gibberish. They're never going to tell you the things that you need to know to be able to take total responsibility and understand something. And you know what? People don't like what I have to say sometimes. But there is at least 30%, 40% of the population leaving, and the medical system doesn't have to do anything anymore. The cycle deletes, they don't have to do anything anymore because everybody's programmed to actually kill themselves and have a slow, painful death. And I mean the majority of the population. Come on, Gloria, take a look at the majority of people. Does it look like they're doing okay, Gloria? No. Does your husband complain of aches and pains and things going on in his life? Yes. And he's not even talking about changing because he can opt to drugs to numb himself out. And because everybody comes together at Thanksgiving and Christmas and whenever, and they all talk about did you hear that Joni's got cancer again? Did you hear that Billy just has heart disease? Did you hear that Rita, she just had a stroke? Did you hear that now that Jimmy had to go on diabetic medication? And guess what? Everybody just takes this as normal conversation. And guess what? None of this existed 100 years ago. Nothing. None of it. So understand this. You have to sit down with your beautiful husband and you need to say, no garbage comes into this house. We are, say this, Gloria, I am a drug addict.
I am a drug addict.
Well, you are. Look at all the processed food you and your husband eat. It's all filled of heavy metals and drugs and chemicals. Okay, so understand something, the war on drugs. Yeah, the war on drugs was to get people more full of drugs. And the reality is these drugs are going to have you go to the doctor to get drugs. And then we already know what the Cipro did. It made you look like you have Bell's palsy, didn't it?
I had the Cipro after the Bell's palsy.
You told me that was worse, though.
We got our message confused. But
okay, well then tell me the story, love. Tell me the story, okay? Tell me your health story.
Of this Bell's palsy.
Why don't you give me your case history? Give me a case history. Remember I told you in point form to give me your case history. So tell me your case history.
Okay, my case history, I sent it to you. Let's see, I always had ulcers.
1 second. So let's stop right there. Does everybody understand that the mouth, okay, all right, is the mirror to your large intestine? And your mouth is the mirror to the last 12 inches of your large intestine. Write that down, Gloria, or remember this. Those ulcers in your mouth were because you had ulcers and inflammation in your large intestine because you were rotting out. The waste was sitting there so long you created endobacterium. The endobacterium gave off a acid, because that's what they do. They're very toxic. And when it does, it eats away at the lining of your large intestine and creates holes. So if the poop was sitting in you too long, Gloria, you know as well as I do, you have bowel problems. You have pooping problems, right?
Yes.
And that's why. That your pooping problem is 99% of all your problem. Now, we can get your pooping problem going, but because you've been backed up since you were a little girl, guess what? Now you've got this toxic liver. So we need to clean your large intestine. So how do we do that? Well, we do it with daily cleansing tea and black gold. You got to take the tea twice a day, and you got to do the black gold twice a day, a level tablespoon of black gold in a blender drink that you're going to drink twice a day. Now, understand this. You can, if you do what I ask you.
Or 3 times with the blender drink.
1 second. I'll go back to it, love. If you do 80% what I ask you, you'll be able to come back on here. And in 6 weeks to 3 months, your whole life is changing. And then guess what's going to happen if your husband doesn't change? Because you want to be close to him. And you don't want to be disconnected from him. You will use willpower to get well. And he'll be so happy for you. And then guess what? Once you aren't suffering your pain again, you're going to fall right back into your diet, okay? Which is going to destroy you. And if he doesn't change, just know you're going back there, okay? And every time that you fall back into that diet, because you're taking yourself close to the cliff. Just know that. So when did you have ulcers in your mouth?
Since I was 5.
Did you hear everybody? I said that she had bowel problems since she was a little girl. Did I not say that? I already know it. Okay? And I'll tell you something. Your upbringing wasn't that great. That's for sure. I can see it all over you. Okay, now, 1 second. So, 5 years old, she's got ulcers in her mouth. Now, does everybody understand that halitosis means your bowel's rotting? Ulcers in the mouth means your bowels are rotting. Gum disease in your mouth means your bowels are rotting. I hope everybody is getting this today and understand something. Halitosis, bad breath, means you've got fungus and you've got worms and you've got lots of bad bacteria and you're rotting out. Their large intestine's rotting out. Now people go, I don't like the way he speaks. Well, everybody else says, well, you might need to get a little better poop. No, I hope you know this, that 85 to 95% of everybody's problems are caused because of the large intestine. The large intestine houses your bacteria. That's 85% of your immune system. And guess what? I speak strong and I speak loud because I'm trying to do something. I can't sit here and repeat this 10,000 times. Do you know why people take drugs? Do you know why they eat crap? Do you know why they talk crap? Do you know why they drink crap? Do you know why when they go out to celebrate, they poison themselves more than any other time of their life? Because we've been programmed to do it. That's it. If you had a mom and dad that knew how to eat, treat themselves and each other, and then this wouldn't have happened. But you're not going to get that because there's no school that teaches it. Because guess what? That's how you hog tie 8 billion people. Okay? You starve them and you poison them. And that's what's going on all around the world. And if you can't see it, then I don't know what to say. So reality is, I'm going to keep coming back to this, Gloria. Unless you're willing to change your thoughts, you are going to rot out. And unless you're going to change what's in the cupboard and the fridge, because when you get tired and you get weak, or when you stop having pain and swelling and inflammation, you're going to go, just maybe one bite. Your husband's going to go, come on, honey, you're doing so good. Jump back in with me. Okay? And it's not because he doesn't love you. He's an addict too. He's an addict too. I got to tell you something. Right now, okay, so I stopped, okay? I stopped, okay, drinking coffee. I had so much going on last week, and I went back and I drank a coffee for about the last 5 days, and I feel like crap. Because once you stop something, that's my last addiction, by the way, and I got to call it an addiction, or I wouldn't be back in drinking it. So I drank it for 5 days. I am not going back there. I am never going back there again. I got a slight headache here right now. Okay? Understand something. People don't get it, but everybody thinks coffee's so innocent too. Coffee actually shuts your brain down and tells you you're not tired. And then you steal all the energy from your vital organs. And then guess what? Then you have what? Organ crash. That's what you have. So all you coffee drinkers out there, guess what? You're the biggest addicts around the world. And that's why there's a coffee shop on every corner, so that it can help you get to the next block, because you're not, coffee doesn't feed you anything. You know, when I'm drinking right and eating right, Gloria, even when I'm not, I only eat 1 meal a day. Okay, I'll tell you what I got here. I got this, 1 quart of Black Diamond and Ormus Minerals in this. I drank it twice already. That's 2 quarts. In here, I've got fresh, okay? I put in here some Ormus Minerals, some Black Diamond too, and I've got fresh beet and carrot juice, okay? Now guess what? The average person's going to eat 3 times a day. They're only going to accomplish 20 to 30% what I accomplish in a day, because I'm a lean, keen, okay, vibrant machine. And understand, we got to feed our spirit. Okay, you don't want to be eating food. I mean, eating food 3 times a day, look at the time it takes. Look at the energy it takes. 70% of your energy goes to digesting your food. Let me ask you a question, Gloria. Every time that you eat, how often do you eat after the meal? You feel energetic, you feel alive, or you feel full, but you're still tired or even more tired, or you feel bloated an hour later, okay? Or you have low back pain, or you have fogginess and you can't think right, or you have swelling in your feet, in your face. Are you with me?
Yes, I got a sip. I'm dehydrated. Go ahead.
Oh, you don't need to sip, okay? I'm telling you right now, you need to get out 4 1-quart containers. And if it's got like vegetable juice that you just juiced, you'll want it in the fridge. But if it's just water, you need to drink warm to hot water. Do you drink warm to hot water?
Yes, I have a hot water propped up on the phone.
What?
Yes.
Do you drink? I need you to drink warm to hot water, because guess what? You're so full of mucus, and the mucus is coating your intestines. Anybody that has ulcerations, okay, that means that you have so much mucus in you that your cells are drowning in it. Because to have ulcerations means that you have extreme inflammation. Extreme inflammation is going to take, look at, in your digestive tract, you have 1 cell thick there. And the cells are called tight junctions. The infection creates the inflammation and causes those tight junctions to come apart. That's what we call leaky gut. That's what we call autoimmune disease. All diseases stem from the large intestine getting leaky gut, like having a screen door in your large intestine. Now you've got fungus going into your blood, you've got bad bacteria, you've got parasites going in. I'm not kidding. Okay? You've got all kinds of stuff. It's just flowing into your blood. You have to heal your large intestine. And that's where the problem has always been, the root problem. But for you, you know what? Do not trade 4 inches of pleasure for 30 feet of hell, Gloria. Because by the time it gets to the other end of that 30 feet, you are going to blow up. And just know this, your husband doesn't have your condition. he can get away with eating things. So, you know, nah. Well, guess what? It'll blow up in his face too. Nobody rides for free, and nobody poisons the temple of God for free. Okay? It will blow back up in both of you. You'll both be in some care home, or he'll have to wipe your bum or you wipe his. You know what? You're not going to get off the hook on this one. I'm telling you right now, these sons of guns, these psycho delete, they feed off our suffering, our children's suffering. And understand that. If you don't want to break away from this and become a health nut, you are never going to experience good health. You know as well as I do. You push yourself out of bed. You go to bed at night exhausted and feeling sore. I'm telling you, I see it. And then throughout the day, you're pushing yourself as hard as possible, draining yourself to get the job done. That's not living. So next time that your husband says he doesn't want to eat like you do, just remember what you're giving up. And then remember what Dr. Wolf said when he said, do you actually love yourself at all, Gloria? And if you don't love yourself first and foremost before your husband, you will trade away your health, and this whole thing will just go down the drain. So you get it. Because go back and look at the face you gave me when I said that the first time. You know? Well, guess what? I'm telling you, this is your wake-up call. Okay? I'm not upset with you, never will be. It's your body, it's your life. But guess what? If somebody doesn't put themselves on the line and tell you the truth, and I'm telling you the truth, you know, you were the one that called me 10 times almost, maybe 8 to 10 times during a show, and I kept hanging you up. See how desperate you are? 1 second, please. You are that desperate for love too. And if you don't learn how to love yourself, you will make the wrong choices. I'm telling you, you know, whether you want to believe this or not, okay? I was declared an intuitive when I was 12 years old. And I'm telling you, everything I told you today is true. And you are in big trouble, girl, because guess what? Your heart gets hurt too easy because your heart is empty. And you keep on trying to get people and other things to fill it. And you need to go and do the mirror work. And you know the 12 loving steps in my library? You need to get a love band, life band. You need to do the mirror work where you're going in and do the mirror work. Every time you go to the bathroom, you look in that mirror and you go, Gloria, I love you. I will love, honor, respect, and protect you before anyone else or anything else. So help me God. I am not putting anything that's toxic in my mouth again. I'm making choices to love, honor myself for the first time in my life. And it is the first time in your life. If it wasn't through the grace of God, you wouldn't even be standing right now or sitting. Because your body has went through hell. And I see it. And you know it. So if you want to say you're full of, you know what, Daryl, you go right ahead. But the reality is this, is you need a wake-up call here. Okay? And you need to take this real serious. Because guess what? You know what? You're like begging for me to get on here today, so I'm here. Now what do you want to do? Yeah. You want to play Inky Dinky Schnitzel House? Seriously? No. No. You've taken yourself to the cliff here, sweetheart. Okay. Let's talk.
I'm having vision problems with my eyes because of this problem that I have. So my vision and everything in my face is totally messed up. So that's...
Okay, 1 second. It's 1 second. You don't need to see me. You can hear me.
Okay.
Let's stay on track here. And your vision is messed up because you don't have vision. You don't have vision. You don't have vision because you don't have enough love for yourself. What are you doing for Gloria? What is your goal, Gloria? What is your passion? What is your purpose? How can you show that you unconditionally love 50 trillion cells that makes up your body and 500 trillion bacteria that make up your body? What about respecting that community, that family that came together to give you a vehicle? What about that?
Yes, I want to beat this.
Oh, no, wait a minute. You're not going to beat anything. Say this. I want to love me. If you think that you're going to work with me and beat yourself, you go ahead and find another person. No, you watch what you say. Let me tell you something. I'm going to kill the cancer. I'm going to kill this. I'm going to beat this. No, I'm not playing with you then. Go find somebody that will help you beat it. Because guess what? We're not going after our body, okay? We're going after filling our hearts so that we can become tankful. You know what tankful means? So be tankful. Love yourself. I'm not helping you beat anything, girl. Okay? I'm not going to beat on you, and you're not going to beat on yourself either, and you're not going to beat on a part of your body that you're pissed off at when you're supposed to be the conductor. So understand that. I see people that get rid of their cancer because they hate the cancer, but guess what? It comes back because hate might have gotten rid of it, but guess what happened? There wasn't enough love in there to bring the vibration up, so they have it second time and the third time and the fourth time they're gone. And that's the same thing with you. You have had so many messages throughout your life and warnings, and you just ignored them. Or you took drugs to suppress them, to cut off the gut-brain connection so you didn't feel anything. How am I doing?
You're absolutely good. Great.
So, yeah, so this is what's really important. You are what is important. So, how much do you love yourself? I'm going to say this.
I love myself a lot. I wouldn't be working on this and excited.
Oh, no. Wait a minute. There's a lot of people working on this because they're scared. They're scared to live and they're scared to die. Okay, so understand this. So if you love yourself a lot, that means in 6 weeks to 3 months, we will actually see you down to your right weight. Your body will look toned. You won't have a vision problem. Okay, your face won't be messed up. Okay, from the Cipro, it's not going to be messed up, is it? Okay, everything's going to be turned around because the reality is that your value wasn't there. And if you don't have value for something, then what happens to it, Gloria? It leaves.
Yeah.
You didn't have value for your health.
It comes and goes.
That's because, guess what? Because I'm telling you that you don't know how to love yourself. You're a very beautiful woman with a beautiful spirit, and you love people, and you love to make people happy. Well, what about Gloria first and foremost before anyone else or anything else? So help me God. And usually I'd be talking more about nutrition and food here, but I don't think that's not the deal here. That's not the deal.
Yeah, that's been the last protocol that you have that I have shunned away from.
Guess what? And what do we shun away from, Gloria? The thing we need the most, we shun away from. Gloria, whenever you're done, you're not a stupid woman. So please, if I'm talking logical, don't let your subconscious jump in between us and try to game us. I'm saying nothing to you except this. Love this girl, protect this girl, respect this girl, honor this girl with everything in your heart. That's all I'm saying. I didn't say anything else.
Did we buff?
Pardon?
Oh, I thought we were buffing. I didn't see any movement.
I'm wanting you to think about this. That's why there's gaps in our conversation.
Yeah, I do need to work on that. But I shun away from it because I think I don't have any mental problems.
I never said you had mental problems. No, I said that you had One second, stop. Your subconscious is not allowed to be in this talk. I said that you had problems loving yourself. I didn't say you had mental problems. There's a difference. Do you understand?
Yes, I conditioned that to myself. I conditioned myself.
I'm going to tell you something, Gloria. You are going to do whatever you can do to avoid this self-love thing. That's what you're going to do. Okay?
Yeah,
Because
I'm
it goes against everything that you have been programmed to be.
But I think I love God. I really do.
You love what?
I love myself a whole lot. I hope God and everything.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
But
then we'll see. We'll see a brand new woman in 3 months that when her husband and her children and her family throughout Christmas are saying, have a drink, have a shortbread cookie, okay, eat this big heavy duty meal, okay, you are going to go, listen, I'm here for loving myself and you guys. I cannot do this. I have to respect my body. Let's see you do that one, okay? We'll see how much you love yourself. Now, we're going to get off this topic so that people don't think that I'm just fixated here. But understand something. I'm not on here for the people that are listening. First and foremost, it's you. And whether you want to believe it or not, you go to bed tonight and you think about that. How much you do love yourself. How much your heart is filled up with your husband, your children, or whoever in your life, and that you haven't left very much room in your heart for yourself. I don't want you, Gloria, just please, it's going to take time. It's going to take time. Okay? You know, we have built walls, okay, to never ever love ourselves. We have built walls up. If everybody had unconditional love and care for them, how much of the psychos out there of their drugs and food and drink would we be eating? How much, Gloria? If we had unconditional love for ourselves, how much of their poison would we put in our mouth?
None. We would be happy.
How much of their poison would we put in our children's mouths or our husbands or our wives or anybody else's? And how much of their poison would we make and tell people to come over and celebrate?
So that comes from myself too. Yeah.
Do you see? This is why I have to raise my voice, bring it down, come at a person, take them to the cliff, pull back, go in, go out. I don't expect the majority of people that come on these platforms and watch to even understand what I'm up to. But guess what? There is a very powerful woman inside of you. But you'll never have that power. You know, you haven't been using the power of self-love. You've been using your energy to power through. Tell me I'm wrong.
Oh yeah, because I called on the phone one day and one of your girls said, "This is supposed to be done with love," and I'm like, "Let's get this baby going." It's not working.
Okay, all right. What questions do you? Gloria, what questions do you have for me?
Questions. You covered a lot that I know that it must be my liver and the
Well, what we need to do, I'll tell you what we need, I'll tell you what I would do if I was in your shoes. There you go.
Yes.
Daily cleansing tea twice a day. Just read the instructions. Don't use one tea bag per
twice.
cup. One tea bag makes a whole gallon. Okay? So, twice a day, morning and night. And then what you're going to do is you're going to do a level tablespoon of black gold in a blender drink of, just make it one berry, not 4 different berries. Everybody, you know what? Everybody, every time they do something, like, you know, in my blender drink, I've got sometimes raw organic eggs, 1 or 2. I've got strawberries. I've got organic oat milk. If I can find just a 3 ingredient one, totally clean. And I'll put my black gold. I'll put a level tablespoon of black gold in there. And then I'll put in, 20 drops or more of Ormus minerals. And I'm telling you that if you did that twice a day, that brew, I can help you with it, you know, and if you're a big protein eater, just understand something. How many dead animals is it going to take for you to become alive, Gloria? And you got to understand the body needs amino acids, not protein. And right now, do you see how puffy you are, your face and your body? And you see how loose your skin's getting? Well, guess what?
Yeah,
Listen, inside your large intestine is sitting in you like a snake in a coma. There's no tone. So if there's no tone, there's no muscle. It can't move the waste through. So instead of being a compost of creating good bacteria and bringing your health up, you've got a cesspool that's breeding a parasite party. So you need to do the ultimate coffee enema every day. And I want you to do that for 20 days. And if you do it and you don't get out enough that you feel, there's something going on in here, you know, I want you to not do a second coffee enema right after that one, but to take your stainless steel enema bucket, okay, and then you use water with some tummy love in it, warm, and then go in there and do a coffee enema with just structured warm water and some tummy love. Do you understand? Because that's going to help to suck up the toxins and get out the waste. Let me ask you a question. If I've got tone in my large intestine, then when I go to do the ultimate coffee enema using black gold, green coffee beans, structured water, stainless steel pot to trigger the liver, when it gets triggered, those toxins into the colon, most people, their hostras are like this. They're muscles. They're called hostras. And you are lacking the tone in those hostras right now. You don't exercise. You don't exercise. And then you might say to me, well, I walk. Well, yeah, you got to get to the toilet and get to the cupboard in the fridge. I get it. But you don't exercise. You don't. You know, if you don't move it, you're going to lose it. You know, you have to exercise the body. So find something you love, whether it's yoga, whether it's swimming. You need to find your passion and purpose for exercising, and you need to do at least 20 minutes a day. And I'm telling you right now, take a look in the do-it-yourself guide or in the Perfect Day guide that I sent you, and look at pelvic squats and crab stretch and start practicing those. And then get a clapper out and start clapping yourself. You know, start clapping the areas of the body that hurt. Get yourself some DMSO.
The gel or the
what?
cream? The gel or the cream?
I would get both, because the cream you're going to use on sensitive skin areas and the gel you're going to use on joints and the areas that are numbed out and become really scar tissue, okay? So anyways, you know, I've got David here and he says, bye people, so long. Listen, people, I talk about products. Nobody has to buy products here. You know what? Never buy any of my products. You're still going to get more information from me than any other show you see when it comes to looking after and taking massive action with your health. You know, Gloria needs to know about these products, don't you, Gloria? So guess what, David? David, you can go, and anybody else who thinks I'm on here trying to sell just products, please leave, okay? And David, if you're going to get nasty again, I'm just going to block you, dude. Okay, all right.
I'm going to tell you, this water structure, my shower was nasty, and I put the whole house water structure, and my shower is clean.
Well, with the structure shower unit, it doesn't have a filter. It never breaks down, and you're getting the most healing water. Yeah. You know what? We'll take this a step at a time. Okay. So now I need you to do the ultimate coffee enema. You can see it in the do-it-yourself guide or in the Perfect Day guide.
Yes, I got it. I do it. But
okay.
You want me to do 20 days?
No, yeah, I want you to do 20 days, but you can, but Gloria, you can check in with me. You can check in with me as well through every few days. Say, hey, this is how I'm feeling. Even if you think you're doing really good, check in with me so that we can do better.
Check on you with the phone?
That's right.
Okay.
But if you happen to see that you call and it gets hung up after the first ring, it's because I'm on a show. So try not to call 10 times. Okay, here we go. So we're going to do We're going to do the ultimate coffee enema. I already told you about how to clean the bowel. Now that's how to clean the liver, okay? All right? You're going to do 2 blender drinks a day. Please, listen to me. We're doing them because you used to eat a lot and snack a lot. So the reality is we have to satisfy some of your subconscious programs. But it's not just that. You're so malnourished. You're so malnourished. So let's do 2 blender drinks a day. Let's do 2 salads a day. One could be have a little bit of avocado in it or some black beans in it. Okay?
Got it.
Okay? All right. So that's all you need. And as far as the as far as any other nutraceuticals go, I want you to call me because I don't really want to deal with the nasties on TikTok. Okay? All right? So they'll just be continually just blurping at me. So the reality is you're going to need to do some other things, right? Like, do you get any iodine in?
Yes, I do have it. I've got the spray.
What's the iodine?
I put it in the nebulizer, but I had to use it straight because I don't have any structured water. I mean, not structured.
Distilled. Listen to me.
Exactly.
You don't have to mix the distilled water with the iodine. It's better to do the iodine straight. Okay, so what we're going to do here, I'm going to go through any products that you already have, and then I'll mention a couple more. But what I want you to understand is I want you to nebulize as if you're addicted to it. I want everybody to get this, and I mean this. If you were to nebulize my infinite iodine, you can't nebulize any other iodine or you'll be in big trouble. It's infinite iodine is the only non-toxic iodine on the planet. People just love when I say this. They go, "Oh, I don't believe you." Well, then come on here and challenge me then. Okay? So we have the only iodine that you can nebulize. And every person out there, every child, every woman, every man should be nebulizing every day. Okay? Because it will go in 15 seconds neutralize a virus. It will go in and neutralize infection in your lungs. When you nebulize and you breathe through your nose, it crosses the blood-brain barrier, goes into your brain and cleans it up. It cleans up, disinfects your sinuses. Where else does it go? Into your blood supply. But guess what? It doesn't matter if you believe me or not. We have people that cannot afford hardly anything. I have a woman from Florida, stage 4 lung cancer. I told her to nebulize it like your life depended on it. I had her nebulize the infinite iodine. I had her nebulize the Bright Eyes Fulvic that you can put in your eyes. We have the only Fulvic in the world we don't use chemicals. We're the only company in the world that doesn't use chemicals in our humic Fulvic. Now, so she nebulizes because this Fulvic is clear. She took the 50% Fulvic Bright Eyes, 50% Silver Bullet Liquid, mixed them, and I had her do infinite iodine today. Then she did that mixture tomorrow. And in 6 weeks, she went back in and they couldn't find any signs of the lung cancer. Now, we did have her on the Perfect Day diet. I had her doing the Ultimate Coffee Enema. I had her doing the Black Gold and the Daily Cleansing Tea. I did have her on Merigen as well, okay, which is the calcium ion therapy. And I had her on Thunder Shrooms. And we had her on the critical care. They build the immune system faster than anything else. If it was affordable, Gloria, I would put you on 6 Thunder Shrooms a day, and I would put you on the Merigen for 3 months. Merigen for 3 months, twice a day, and then I would put you on the Thunder Shrooms 6 a day for 3 months. Now
I can rewatch this, right? So I can catch it.
You can just call me. You can call me. It'll only take us a few minutes. And then do you have a recorder? So whenever you call me from now on, if you have a recorder or another phone that records, like your husband's, then get it. And then, hi, Dr. Wolf, I got my recorder on. Then I will give it to you all, and then you can relax with it, right? And I'm not saying, do you have a pen? Do you have paper? But your pen quits. You know, it'd just be more smoother that way, okay? All right? But I am telling you this, that you need to do the mirror work. And you need to do the couples connection with your husband, where you both sit down, you face each other, go take a look at it, and you need to get some love bands. No, I'm not going to eat that. No, I'm not going to drink that. No, I'm not going to do that. No, I love myself. No, there's a new sheriff in town. I love and approve of myself. No, I'm going to do this, not that. Okay? And this here's band is called a love band. It says Braveheart 3, 2, 1, you got this. Because when you count backwards, okay, when you count backwards, okay, you won't go into your subconscious mind. You'll stay in your conscious mind. And you're ready for this? This is the God's truth. Did you know that 99% of the population is in the present moment only 2% of the day? That's how they can poison us. See, everything's a thought, which becomes a program, and then the program becomes robotic, and then you don't even think anymore. You know, people go, I just go through my day and I don't remember anything. Well, you don't, because you don't change anything. If you're not changing your thoughts, Gloria, if you're not changing your thoughts and bringing up your vibration and wanting more in your life and changing things on a continual basis, you'll become a robot. And that's what they're trying to do, is make us into what we've become almost anyway. So, yeah, Rose, you can nebulize your eye. So anything that's a liquid and you make it into a gas, Rose, but you can actually put the infinite iodine, Rose, into your eyes, and it will burn a little bit, sting if they're infected. You can put it in your ears. And yeah, Rose, we also use it and we put it in as for the vaginal infusion for women. And that's another thing. If you could wrap your head around it, Gloria, if you did a vaginal infusion, it lights up a woman's holy grail and restores her whole spinal fluid and communication with her brain when she does the vaginal infusion, along with what?
How many times do you do the
I would tell you if you could do this, but then you'd have to be really centered into yourself and loving yourself. You want to do a vaginal infusion every day for 30 days. And the reality is your whole vaginal area, your pelvis would be completely healed. You know, a woman can actually be on her way to a hip replacement or low back surgery and do the ultimate coffee enema, black gold, daily cleansing tea, and vaginal infusion and heal that whole area. You got to understand, people only get low back surgery because they poop in their pelvis and the infection creates inflammation. And inflammation pulls calcium from your vertebrae, and then it causes dehydration of your tendons and ligaments, and they become like beef jerky scar tissue. So then that's all. And I hope you know this. And any surgeon out there that would like to come on my show and challenge me, yeah, I'd love it. Just come on and challenge me. 95% of all surgery done today does not need to be done. God created us. We should act like it. And we can restore our body. We can restore our bone calcium. We can restore our tissues. We can restore everything. We can reverse the so-called irreversible. So I need you to watch out for your limited thinking, Gloria. I need you to have unlimited thinking. I need you to start changing your thoughts. Why don't you just change things up? Now, before you go to bed tonight, Gloria, I need you to do me a favor, okay? You're going to write what's called what? A Braveheart Hero's contract. You're going to write down all the things that you know you should do, because right now I got your attention, don't I? Well, I'm not going to have it by tomorrow. Okay? So, no, because guess what? You're going to hang around with people that don't eat, don't drink, don't think like I told you to. They eat and drink and think like they've been programmed. Why do you think, Gloria, that they tell everyone you're nobody if you don't go to university? Because once you go to university, they own you lock, stock, and barrel. Do you know how many people have like 3 PhDs and they also have 3 Bs? They took 3 Bs? They took 4 Bs? Oh, seriously? It all works. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. I told my kids not to go to university. Don't dare. Find your passion, find your purpose. Don't be programmed like another widget. For God's sakes, I won't even be able to talk to you. Or you'll come and you'll try to baffle me with all your wisdom and information. Oh, but listen, it's about love. It's about the source. It's about nature. That's all it is. It's nothing else. What about the best life ever, where you love yourself and care for yourself and you don't drop yourself anymore? That might be good. So you think you love yourself, and I'm telling you, you don't. And I'm going to tell you, you're a lovely woman. And I'm going to tell you that you have unlimited potential. And you can believe it or not believe it. And don't compare yourself to everybody else you know, because they don't know how to love themselves either. God loved them. And that's the truth, and you know it. Let's see how long you go, Gloria, with not accepting something toxic from a family member. Let me see, Gloria.
I don't eat his mother's food anymore. His mother is 94. She's still cooking this old-fashioned food. I don't eat it.
Well, I know, but guess what? Her heart's in it, and she does it because she loves people, and she knows that if she makes this food, she's going to get love back. How would you like to do this all your life? To do something so that you could get love from someone? How about just loving yourself and shining that love on the world, instead of using the world to fill up your heart and make you feel like you have value? What about that one? Wouldn't that be a crazy thing to do?
Wonderful shine.
What do you think? Are we good for our first session?
Yes, I'm absolutely encouraged, and I'm going to do this I'm going to write it down and do the prayer for myself. And
it's called brave. It's called a Braveheart Hero's Contract. Do you see how you said prayer? Now I'm just going to show you how programmed we are. I didn't say prayer. You're not writing down any prayer. You're not praying. You're writing a contract to yourself. You're holding yourself responsible. Hey, listen, you can pray all you want. I didn't mean you can't. I just meant you are writing a contract between you and you. All right? A contract, and don't break it. And every morning I want you to look at that contract, and every night you look at it. You keep it right beside your bed. And the other thing I need you to do, I need you to order a clapper, and if you don't have one, and order a belly button therapy kit. Every night before you get out of bed, you are going to do your belly button therapy to release all this dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, and you're going to do that for 10 minutes. You're going to set a timer, and you're going to do your belly button therapy so you can start loosening up all these adhesions and all of the scar tissue in your abdomen from all the infection, inflammation, and all the ulceration that you had since you were 5 years old. And you're going to start doing that belly button therapy. Go look at my do-it-yourself guide in the library. You'll see it. I've got a video in there. And when you're doing it and you're doing the belly button therapy, I don't have it here to show right now, anybody, but what are you going to do for that 10 minutes, Gloria? There's the belly button therapy, guys. And guess what you're going to do? You are going to do 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes at night. Now, Gloria, there was a study done. And if you do gratefulness, and if you be grateful for everything you have, and be grateful for the things you don't have yet, but know that you deserve them, guess what? And I did not make this up. You will increase your immune system by 50% every day if you do 10 minutes of belly button therapy and gratefulness while you're doing it with your eyes closed with a slight smile, connected to your lion heart breath, 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes at night. And you will, guess what? You won't get out of bed on the wrong side, and you will fall asleep feeling blissful and know that you are loved.
Marvelous. Can't wait.
Okay, well, I'll see you in the bedroom. No, I'm kidding. Okay. Thanks for coming on.
I am so honored to get to this privilege to do this.
Well, guess what? I am so honored and privileged to do it for you. And that is the God's truth. understand something.
Inspired.
There are no bad people. There are people that have bad beliefs. And this is how we can stop hating them. Is there anything you'd like to say before I go?
No, I've learned a lot of how to apply the products and when to do what and how. That's basically been my stumbling blocks and the diet. And I've got this.
You got this. 3, 2, 1. You got this. All you got to do is just get your. Oh, you got a love band?
3, 2, 1. I got this.
You do, and guess what?
Practicing.
As soon as we hang up here, I want you to go and I want you to do the Braveheart oath in front of the mirror 10 times. The Braveheart oath, and I want you to. It's right inside the book, okay?
And do it 10 times.
Yeah. I am loved. I am healed. I am Braveheart. Today and every day, from the moment I rise until I close my eyes, I will love, honor, respect, protect, and care for myself first and foremost before anyone else or anything else. So help me God, because I can. I am healed. I am loved. I am Braveheart. And guess what? The day that you can pull this off, I promise you, nobody in your life will feel that they're not being loved by you because you'll be shining your light all the time. When you run on empty and you're not being loved by your family and friends in the world, you run on empty and you don't shine a light. But if you fill up your own heart, love, honor, and respect yourself and find that God spot in there, you will have unlimited love for yourself and then shine that light on people and show people that guess what? We can change our thoughts. And when we change our thoughts, we can change our personality. And when we change our personality, we change our reality. Because most people don't understand that they've been doing the same thoughts and programs that now they're habits and they're conditioned, and their actual reality that they live every day is cementing their personality. And most people, by the time they get to 35, they are already robots. And I am not kidding. I am in the present moment, okay? Not 2% of the day, but 98% of the day. Because I took massive personal action and I work on this. And guess what? You want to mind your own business, Gloria, and you want to see how you think and how you speak and the words you say. And you're never going to go, I'm going to beat this again. Because you were beat when you were little and you're still beating yourself. And they want you to beat yourself. They want you to go in and kill parts of your body. God, they do it for you, don't they? Would you know what chemo is, Gloria? It's mustard gas.
Yes, my mother died with it.
It's mustard gas. Okay? So guess what? Yeah, we can kill the cancer, but we're going to bring you down so low. And then when your immune system comes back, the cancer usually does too. How many people out there know that chemotherapy has 2.3 success rate after 5 years? Seriously, 2.3. Would you send your accounting to an accountant that says I've got a 2.3 success rate? Or would you go to a mechanic with your car who says I've got a 2.3 success rate that I won't screw your car up? You think about that, everyone, and then tell me that your thoughts don't matter. Tell me that we can't be programmed, okay, because we can be. I can't be. And understand something. Work on fear. False evidence appearing real. I fear nobody and I fear nothing. And people go, that's not true. And I say, oh, yes, I don't fear anything. And I'm not going to jump off a cliff. But the reality is I don't fear anyone. I don't fear these psycho delete. I don't fear the government. I don't fear the medical system. They're never leaving. That's part of the program on planet Earth. We're not getting rid of them, so don't be upset. Let them do what they want. Focus on what you want, okay? Right now outside my door here, I've got the waves coming in. I've got the beach, and I'm going for a dip. Okay, Gloria?
Yes.
All right. Everybody here, become your own Braveheart. Okay? Write your own Braveheart hero contract. Okay?
Yes.
Go take a look at my 12 loving steps in my library. It's free. I have the biggest self-care, self-love library in the world. I have more master classes in there that people charge $1,000 for, and they're all free. Let's get going here. Let's find out if we can unleash the power to self-love. 3, 2, 1. What do you think, Gloria?
3, 2, 1.
We got this. Have a beautiful day, everyone. And I hope to see some of you down here in Mexico, Ixtapa, Mexico. We're doing our courses starting January the 8th. Go to braveheartnation.com. I'm teaching Wolf Non-Surgical. Dr. Wolf is teaching Wolf Non-Surgical. I'm teaching the Whole Life Coach certification on January the 8th. Then he teaches Wolf Non-Surgical. And then we're doing a Braveheart Circle for 4 days. And then we're doing the Women's Pelvic Course for 3 days at the Cala Del Mar, a 4-diamond resort. Okay? Hey, splurge. Let's see if you can bring the price tag a little higher up on yourself. All right?
I'm working.
Have a beautiful day, Gloria.
Thank you.
Bye, girl.
Love you.
Love you too.